What's up, reader? I've dropped a lot of manhwa, usually because they're boring or I just don't like the art or the story is lame. But the saddest reason for me to drop a manhwa has been I forgot the plot. I have forgotten to check up on the manhwa and I've completely forgotten what the whole manhwa is about. And instead of just rereading it back from chapter 1, I just feel too lazy to do that. I just dropped the thing. So I'm gonna revisit those manhwas I dropped because I forgot the plot and I was too lazy to drop, and see if I can be convinced to reread it again from chapter 1 or just keep it dropped. First one is T-Bait. Can I be convinced to pick back up T-Bait? I really want to know why people like it and if it's worth continuing. To be honest, I might have pretty high standards when it comes to novels since I've read books on a large variety of subjects in my life, and I've heard people talking about T-Bait saying that it was good, which set my expectations, but I was disappointed when I first read it. I've read the first 10 chapters of T-Bait. This is not much compared to 400 chapters, but if you haven't convinced me in 10 chapters, it's worth my time. I will not bother with the rest. Yeah, I share the same sentiment. If they've not convinced me in less than 10 chapters or even less than 5, I'm never gonna bother continuing. For manhwa, I even have less of a tolerance. If it looks ass just from the first chapter, man, probably drop into it. To be honest, I didn't like it. I found the MC not really likable, and I didn't like the writing style and the way the first person POV were written. This is very personal, but it still counts as my experience. I was bored due to the constant info dumping, and I found the MC's knowledge and logic to be inconsistent. Some scenes were enjoyable. I like the characters as long as it's not during the point of view, and some of the ideas are not bad, but the overall experience was very mid. After my reading, I searched for opinions for it because I don't really understand why people found it good. I found people saying the first 50 chapters were not that good, that it started getting interesting from 150 chapters. Oh boy, here we go. The saying, it gets good after XX chapter. And from the 6th to 9th tomes were really good. Is that true? When do you think T-Bait becomes worth reading? Is it possible to not read from the beginning and just start from someone interesting? Bro, that goes against the name though. It's called the beginning after the end. You gotta enjoy the beginning to. I'm just playing. I don't want to hate on TV. I'm just really curious. So I'd like answers from people who read it and enjoyed it, or TLDR. I read the first 10 chapters of T-Bait, didn't like it, and I want to know why I like it. What makes it worth interesting? And what makes it start being interesting? I enjoyed T-Bait because the slow build up. I enjoyed fight setting, characters being described in detail to immerse myself. But I do admit the author really cooked his time in moving the plot forward. Oh, and the contradicting ideology and beliefs of each fiction/characters go. Too bad some characters were misused in terms of plot, but that's just me nitpicking. Hope you give it a shot, at least make it till chapter 50. Yeah, I remember I dropped T-Bit around, I think, the Academy arc with TCA and him doing like school shit. And I think that was a little slow for me. And there was just so much better stuff I was reading at that time. So I just dropped it pretty fast. And well, there are two types of books: only start good and start to fall down. And the second, T-Bait is in second. So T-Bait starts decent and then builds up the world, and then reaches a point where it becomes a great read. So slow build up. I guess that's where that saying "it gets good" comes from, because of slow build up. I see. I can't speak on your experiences. Damn. I don't feel like reading all this. So if you don't like it, then so be it. As others have said, it starts pretty slow and the writing gets better the more the story goes on. If you like comics as well, you should try reading the comics and switching later. It cuts out a lot, so you get through the earlier parts of a lot quicker. Yes, there is read the manhwa, which is fast paced and in the comic form. T-Bait at the start was really good. I really liked it, but it fell hard. Hey, this comment is contradicting the other one. The other guy said that T-Bait starts slow and then gets better the longer you read it. Well, this guy's having a different sentiment. It started really good and fell off. I don't know. Let me check what the most liked review said. But I do admit the author took his time moving the plot forward. Okay, this was the most upvoted comment, and based on this, I'm not gonna give TB another chance because I get slow build up so for world building and then it gets better, but I don't want to go into a story knowing that the first 50 chapters aren't that good. When I was reading Tibet, his initial chapters weren't bad. I think it was around the academy arc. I just got bored and dropped it. But I don't even feel like rereading the beginning because I don't know. That stereotype is so overdone at this point. The baby being regressed into a baby. That trope is a little overdone to me. So I'm already resisted towards even dropping. I need a really good reason. So I'm not gonna pick up T-Bait. I haven't been convinced to pick up T-Bait again. Alright, next up is God of High School. This one, the anime was crap, so I tried to read the first 10 chapters and I dropped it because I don't know, the anime just confused me a little bit. I also tried to read it from where the anime stopped and it was even worse. It was weird to read it from the beginning. It was also weird to read it from where the anime stopped. So I just dropped it in general. So can I be convinced to pick it back? It got stretched too thin. We had to remove the arcs. If we count the code, and it ends up being Mori getting his powers back or hiding his powers. And we had some final fights. Early on his peak, it only goes downhill slowly. Damn, this does not look good. This is the most upvoted comment in this section, and it's not a good review. Early on his peak, it actually only goes downhill slowly, halfway, and then very slowly back to mid. Ah, man. So I can be expecting it to get worse as I read it. That's not a good fortune. It is so messy when it gets longer. Peak at first, went downhill. Okay, this is a lot of people's rating of the series. It's good at first and then it just goes downhill. Yeah, I don't think I'm picking up God of High School then. Barbarian Quests. I think I read 30 chapters of this and just forgot it exists for a while. So should I pick it back up? Let's see. Probably my top 10 manhwas. Oh, that's a high rating. Absolutely gutted. The end of the series, amazing art, great fight scenes, the MC is smart and strong. The support characters are interesting. The plot is kind of simple yet effective. There's a bit of Greek mythology. Oh, that sounds interesting. And a good amount of thinking to do about their life after reading it. So much Ragnar, Roderick, and Viking vibes. One of the best manhwas from a quality standpoint with really good art, story, characters, etc. Unfortunately, it got axed. It was very good. Some novels readers said that the story would get much darker later on. That sucked. It's peak solid 8 S tier. Shit's amazing. Got axed. I don't see spoilers of the novel. Shit went from a 9 out of 10 for me to a 2 out of 10 since I just hate whatever happened in the novel. Man, you spoiled it for yourself, man. Don't just read the novel like that. Manga decks. Best stories. Okay. Barbarian Quest is getting mostly positive reviews, and the most upvoted comment is really hyping up the series. Top 10, great. The only sad part, throughout all the comments I read, is they destroyed the ending of it. They just gutted it. So I will be expecting that, but everything else was pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll pick up Barbarian Quest again. I think it'll be a short read too, since it ended prematurely too. It sounds like a good one. The World After the Fall. This one was just confusing. So it's just way confusing after I tried to jump back into it. So I just couldn't be bothered to re-understand it and dropped it. But let me see what people think about this one. Is this good or worth reading? 100% worth it. Story is confusing in later chapters, but in later chapters they're explaining things more. Just give it a try. It's really good. Really, I dropped it a few months ago because of how badly they're trying to make it mysterious. It has the same author as Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, so you can't go wrong with that. The author wrote novel, but I heard the series didn't actually follow a novel. Okay, worth a try. Story gets confusing. So the confusing nature of the series is very temporary. They'll explain everything later. The art, yeah, I won't lie, the art was pretty good. That was one of the main enjoying points for me in the series. I think I stopped around chapter 100, but I just completely forgot the whole thing. Nothing makes sense to me in that series anymore. The art is on another level among manhwa art. Yeah, I agree. Word After the Fall's art is one of the best arts I've seen in a story. The asshole tried to kill Doja. Oh my god. These spoilers, man. You should have this thing. You should have a spoiler warning on this thing. Why are you trying to ruin the story? I like it a lot. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a crossover with Omniscient Leader since they're the same universe. Yeah, I'm expecting that crossover because they're connected, but I haven't seen anything yet. I'm sure if a crossover ever happened, it would be like a big moment and they'll be posting about it everywhere. Worth it, yes. So for World After the Fall, I'm getting a maybe on it. I'm getting a maybe. So I'll put it on my planning to read, but I don't see a great desire to pick it up yet. I'll put it on my maybe. So plan to read, because it sounds like the confusing part is very temporary and the story still continues fleshing out and stuff. I really enjoyed it while I was reading. I just forgot too much about this. Next up is Damn Reincarnation. Again, I just forgot about this one. I was reading other stuff. Let me see if it's worth picking back up. Damn Reincarnation. It's so damn good. The plot is godly and art is just gorgeous. Okay, a lot of pretty ladies. We got all the pretty ladies to showcase why this is the best manhwa. I'm not sure this is a good reason. Hey mate, I agree with all the sentiments, and I myself love this series to high heaven, but my brother in damnation might ask why all the examples are females, because in terms of art, girl pics can tell you how great the artist is, and for you, this seems like gooning activities. I'm not gonna judge. The art is looking pretty good. The non's about to make me do unholy things. Yeah, she's pretty fine. The plot and the art. This could literally be a porno with a few more panels, but I'll still read because I'm a simp. The boob plot. Alright, I think this thread is a poor faith thread to convince me to read Damn Reincarnation. It's a bit skewed due to the context of this images. So I'm gonna check another post. This is another post. Is Damn Reincarnation worth reading? I like the art, but I don't know if it's worth reading. Yes. Bro, why is everyone turning into bots when people ask of this month? The light novel has been amazing. This is a manhwa subreddit, bro. So what are you saying here? Just try reading the manhwa. I'm sure you want to recommend. The novel is 100x better than the manhwa. The novels are always better than the manhwa. When I try to check out their manhwa equivalent, because I did try to check out Release the Witch, and it did not do the novel justice. Release the Witch manhwa is way better. But I think that just has something to do with your personal imagination, because it can really elevate the story if you can imagine the characters pretty well when you're reading novels. Cover looks kind of goofy, really decent. Season 1 is pretty fun and the characters are pretty fun. New season is dragging really hard. Art is good, MC is great. 7 out of 10, that's a C grade. Standard, I didn't like Standard Reincarnation. I think this was a MER. This is just upskill. Get out of here, Reddit bot. It was pretty good at the beginning, but I don't know, it just kind of fell off. So it has some fall off moments. But the top voted comment isn't looking convincing here. No context, just yes. I'm like, I gotta look for it. What's the second upvoted comment? The light novel. What's the third upvoted comment? Even though it follows generic Victorian age reincarnation, it has great MC. Alright, there isn't a convincing comment to why Damn Reincarnation is worth picking up. But you know what? Most of the comments are positive. And this is the second positive thread I checked out, so I will put it in my plan to read, but if I forget about it in my plan to read section, then I forgot about it, because there hasn't been a great motive to pick it back up. Well, the art, except the art, and I really love art, so yeah, I'll probably give it a chance if I don't have anything else to read. I'm actually reading Halo Killer right now from beginning, because it fell under this same trap. I was on chapter 153 for that series and I completely forgot the plot. And while I was reading Hero Killer, I was like, damn, there has been a lot of manhwa I just abandoned because of this same reason. I just forgot the plot and I was too lazy to read it from beginning. So I came up with this idea to see if I can be convinced to pick back up great manhwas I just forgot.